What's up everyone and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with JDM's coach says Islam Makhachev is easier than Belal Muhammad. Next month, we'll arguably see one of the most hyped fights for Islam Makhachev as he moves up to welterweight to take on Della Maddalena. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video to help support the channel. With the fight being less than a month away, it looks like JDM's coach is coming out and saying some weird things, like how Islam is an easier opponent than Belal. No dig at Belal or anything, but that's absurd. During an interview with Southern Cross Combat, JDM's coach, Ben Vickers, said the following: "I like the matchup, I really do. I think it might actually be a bit easier than the Belal fight, just given the styles and that. Belal's a bit more unorthodox, so a bit harder to cope with, whereas Islam's a more traditional sort of striker. Obviously a slightly smaller guy, and I don't doubt that he's going to put the weight on. There's two ways it could go. Does not having to cut weight help him, or does carrying that extra weight hinder his cardio? We don't know how that's going to play out yet. He's obviously never fought at 170 as a competitive fighter, I don't think, so it's going to be his first time stepping up a weight class in a title fight, doing 5 rounds with the champion. It's a tough ask for Islam, and I understand that his body of work and the way that he's sort of dispatched with everyone of late makes him the favorite, but I really think Jack's going to have a good time in this fight." Do you agree with JDM's coach, or do you think we're getting a repeat of the DDP coach situation? For those of you unaware, DDP's coach was saying some wild things before the fight, and we all know how that fight turned out. As for JDM, he unexpectedly got advice from Conor McGregor. Yes, you heard that correctly. Craig Jones apparently got advice from Conor McGregor for the Islam Makhachev fight. Now, most likely this is fake, but you never know, I guess.
Got some advice from Mystic Mac. Conor McGregor here. Asked him for some advice against Islam. He will be light work at this way.
No finishing capability or positional awareness whatsoever. He is a backpack at best. Nothing to fear. Fear not. Patience, fitness, and ferocity. And he is sparked unconscious inside the 5.
Stand your base. Who the f that guy?
That's awesome, man.
That's a good response.
Reinier de Ridder breaks silence following UFC loss. This past weekend, we witnessed RDR's corner throwing in the towel during his fight with Brendan Allen. After the fight, his coach broke his silence and took responsibility. Well, RDR has now officially broken his silence on the scrap. In his statement, he mentioned that he didn't listen to his body, but never mentioned what he was dealing with. RDR posted on Instagram with the following statement: "I was not the best fighter in the cage Saturday, and it stings. But next to all the crazy highs, I'm also grateful to experience the lows. So many people go through life at a constant 6 to 10, but as a fighter, we get to experience the full set of options. If we've shared the mats, you know I tend to work more and harder than anybody else. But over the last 2 camps, I might have exaggerated a little bit. I was so focused on getting that title and being ready once the chance came that I failed to listen to my body, and last Saturday that showed. I shall not stray the course. But daddy is taking some time off, kids. I was not myself, but I will be again. If you know me, you know what I'm coming for. Be nice out there, and see you soon." With the statement, RDR included a video. Unfortunately, the video contains UFC footage, so we're only going to play the audio.
"I was not the best fighter Saturday in the cage. It sucks, it stings, feel like I'm grateful to experience the highs and the lows of the sport. You know I tend to work harder and do more than most anybody, but over the last 2 camps, maybe I've exaggerated a little bit. I've been so focused on getting the title and being ready to where my body couldn't really follow. I shall not stray the course. Daddy's gonna take some time off, kids. Be nice out there. I'll see you guys soon."
What do you think is the next step for RDR following his loss? As for Brendan Allen, he seems to be interested in a fight with Dricus du Plessis. During an interview with Homa Fight, Allen talked to Jake Knocker about how he always wanted to fight DDP and claims that he doesn't deserve the hype. This is what Allen had to say.
"Outside of everything being a perfect world for everyone, it would be me and Dricus, I think."
I mean, that's a good fight too, because everyone else in top 5 you've seen before, Dricus you have not. So is that a fight that excites you at least?
Yeah, for sure. I've wanted to fight him for a while, so getting that fight would be really nice. And he's also a guy, like, I've always wanted to fight him because of, one, I don't think he's the hype that he had, and we've seen that with Chimaev. Not that I have the same game plan or anything like that, but also another thing that really excites me to fight a guy like that, it makes me nervous, but it excites me because I know the nerves will bring out the best version of me, is that he comes to fight and he's very good at making it a fight. He's not going to run. He's not going to try to hold you. He's not going to try to do, like, he's trying to fight you. So for that excites me, and that's something that I'm the same way. So I think it puts on a great show for everyone.
UFC updates. As we're heading into this weekend's card in Abu Dhabi, let's take a look at what's happening in the MMA universe. Let's kick it off with a fight being added to UFC 322. With the card being less than a month away, MMA Junkies reporter Nolan King revealed that Chepe Mariscal will be fighting Pat Sabatini on November 15th at featherweight. For those of you who don't know, the two have fought 7 years ago. Now, Chepe Mariscal is currently 5-0 in the UFC, and Pat Sabatini is currently 7-2 heading into this fight. Let's move on to a fight cancellation for a UFC Fight Night event. According to Robert Tellez, Muin Gafarov is out of his fight with Miles Johns due to a fractured heel. As of right now, the UFC is looking for a replacement. Let's move on to UFC 323. According to reports, Jalin Turner is coming out of retirement to fight Edson Barboza. For those of you who don't remember, Jalin Turner retired back in March at UFC 313 when he got submitted by Ignacio Bahamondes. Surprisingly, it was a short retirement because he's making a return back to the octagon within just a couple of months. Seriously, what's the point of retiring if 90% of the time the fighter just comes back a couple of months later? Anyways, are you excited that Jalin Turner is back? Let us know in the comments below. Lastly, we have an interesting crossover between Jon Jones and Ryan Garcia. Seriously, who was expecting this? Well, the two faced off in front of a Lamborghini, where Jon Jones said, "You know you only box, right? Get off me, you light boy." Check this out.
John, get over here.
You know you only...
Nah, I don't need that handshake. I don't need that handshake.
You know you only box, right?
That's fine.
You know you only box.
Oh,
get off me.
Okay, that's cool.
Get off me.
I'm trying to...
You like, boy.
That's funny.
You like.
Do you think Jon Jones is going to try and keep his name in the headlines this week, considering it's Tom Aspinall's fight week? As for Tom Aspinall himself, he doesn't seem to be interested in a fight with Alex Pereira or Jon Jones. During his media interview, this is what Tom Aspinall had to say.
There is this thing that's always followed your career, where like even before you got in the UFC, you couldn't seem to get fights, right? People didn't want to fight you. And then now, even as champion, you have Jon Jones and Alex trying to fight each other but not fight you. Did you ever think there'd be a moment where you could be in this position and still have guys trying to sort of circumnavigate you and fight other people?
No, there's still guys. There's still guys who want it, maybe just not the bigger names. You know, those guys have done enough to do whatever they want. So I'm the champion. I fight the #1 contender. That's how, in my opinion, that's how champions are supposed to work. It's like, you're the guy, you fight the next guy, prove you're the best, and you rinse and repeat that for as long as possible.
Dustin Poirier predicts Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira. After Charles Oliveira defeated Mateusz Gamrot at UFC Rio, he called out Max Holloway for the BMF belt. Well, now, in a recent interview with Mike Bond on The Bonfire, Dustin Poirier was asked what he thought of the matchup between Max and Charles for the BMF belt. He said he's a huge fan of the fight, but he believes that Max's pressure will be too much for Charles. Here's what Dustin said.
Yeah, and dude, I'm a huge fan of that matchup. Max versus Charles. I'm a fan of both guys. And I know it's going to be a great fight. And dude, I really like both guys, but I gotta go Max. Yeah, the output, his willingness to stand there and throw shots. You know, and I do think Charles does get him down at some point, but Max will probably get back to his feet. If it was a make a pick right now, Max.
He was also shocked at Charles's win over Gamrot, saying that he didn't see it coming, and he thought that Gamrot would have tested his chin more.
And that being said, like I really thought Gamrot was going to try to test his chin for coming back so quick from such a devastating loss. I would have just loved to see that fight unfold a little bit more, but Charles was a blanket, just smothered my guy, which I thought was almost impossible to do. I'm still in awe at that. Not that I didn't think it could happen, I just didn't think it would be that one way.
If Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira gets booked for the BMF title, who do you think would win? Would Charles smother him like Gamrot? Or do you think that Max's striking and pressure would be too much for Charles? Let us know in the comments below. Aiemann Zahabi responds to Sean O'Malley video. After Aiemann Zahabi beat Marlon Vera at UFC Vancouver, he called out Sean O'Malley, and the two have been going back and forth ever since. But more so Zahabi. Well, now, after appearing on the Ariel Helwani show, Zahabi responded again to Sean, claiming that he can't talk trash to him when he's coming off 7 wins in a row, and Sean is coming off 2 losses. He also referred to himself as an unk, now that he's about to be 38 years old. So in his own words, he called himself a layup for little man O'Malley.
I mean, him making the video, to me, you know, it's an acknowledgement of the call-out. And listen.
He was sort of clowning on you, though, it seemed like, no?
How can he clown on me? I just won 7 straight. He just lost 2 straight. He can't clown on me. Listen, it benefits him beating a guy who just won 7 straight, right? Plus, I'm an unk. I'm going to be 38 in a few weeks, man. Yeah. Doesn't he want a layup? Doesn't he need like a little layup? Does he need some help? You know, does he need something make him look good? Beat an unk like me, man. I've got 7 straight. You know, come fight old Uncle Aiemann, huh? Get over here, little guy. And I'll give him a little noogie in the fight. You know what I mean?
While Aiemann does believe the fight will happen in the future, he's not heard anything from the UFC or his managers about the fight yet. He then went on to call out Sean for a fight on the UFC White House card next year, making it a Canada versus USA fight on the monumental grounds.
Listen, me and Sean O'Malley at the White House, Trump's birthday, Canada versus US. Canada wins, we get the United States. United States wins, we give them Canada.
Oh, wow.
That's on the line. Put it on the table. Put it on the table.
I didn't realize those stakes were involved, but that's big time stuff.
That's big stakes, guys. It's big stakes. It's big stakes.
While Sean O'Malley has been rumored to be fighting Song Yadong next, nothing is official, so a fight against Aiemann can't be completely scratched off the books just yet. We'll be waiting to see if Sean responds to this White House call-out. Umar Nurmagomedov talks about injury against Merab. Earlier this year at UFC 311, Umar Nurmagomedov lost to Merab by unanimous decision after 5 rounds. Right after the fight, Umar claimed that he broke his hand in the first round, and his manager actually shared a picture of his hand after the fight, and it was definitely broken. Now, in a recent interview with Brian Campbell, Umar was asked if he got tired against Merab, and he said that he wasn't too much more tired than Merab, but the injury to his hand was causing his body to use the resources for healing, so he got more tired. He also acknowledged Merab's skills and said that he's good. This is what Umar had to say.
Merab is known for having the best cardio that anyone has ever seen. Did you get tired against him?
To be honest, I think I don't tire it like too much more than him. But you know, when you broke something in your body to beginning to give it to you like some adrenaline, do something with your body to close this injury, you know, to take this pain, and he's good, and we can't tell he's not good, you know. A lot of things happen, and we'll see next time. I think I will close a lot of questions in next fight.
In their inevitable rematch, do you think a fully healthy Umar would be able to dethrone Merab from the bantamweight title? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Tom Aspinall leaks Daniel Cormier private conversation. Behind the scenes of Tom Aspinall's interview with ESPN, Daniel Cormier can be seen talking to Tom and whispering some words about the current matchups at heavyweight. Apparently, DC didn't notice that Aspinall was wearing a mic on his neck, and when he was whispering to Tom, it was directly into the mic. He said things like, "The matchups in this division, the type of run you could go on is crazy. You could like change your life." He then goes on to throw shots at Jalin Almeida, and when Tom responded asking him who he thinks will win between Almeida and Alexander Volkov, DC said that Almeida can't fight, and Tom already beat Volkov in the first round.
These matchups in this division, like what type of run you can go on.
Yeah, I know.
Be crazy. You can like change your life.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what is Almeida's fighting? Sorry, Jalin can't fight.
Who do you think's gonna win?
Jalin, I don't know.
I think Volkov, probably.
Yeah, but even him, right? You beat him in the first round. It's like, it can crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, you're on the verge of some crazy shit.
I appreciate it. I'm gonna keep doing my
working
thing.
hard though.
Thanks, bro.
You gotta keep working hard.
Thank you. I will do. Will do. Listen, I'm working harder now than I ever was.
To wrap it up, DC then threw another shot at Volkan Oezdemir, saying that he got matched up against him one time for the belt, and it was like winning the lottery.
It's like when I got to fight Volkan. I had to defend the belt against Volkan Oezdemir one time, man.
You couldn't believe you looked.
Did I win the lottery, son? Well, they were like, "Hey, man, we think you get to fight Volkan." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take it."
As far as the UFC heavyweight division's current state, DC might be onto something. As for the MMA community, they were not happy about DC's comments. This is what they had to say. Massively unprofessional and disrespectful to the fighters he's supposed to be unbiased towards. But enough about DC's commentary. This video is terrible too. Bro, this is a bad look for DC MMA. Almost looks preferential, which you never want to see commentators have. DC is so out of pocket, I wouldn't be surprised if he said something behind the scenes to Tom about John Jones. DC's still hoping someone can do something to Jones because he never could. DC is so fake. If he meets Jalin now, he will be glazing him into oblivion. Man, if I was Jalin, I would be pissed. DC sucks in so many ways. Wish he would get dropped or move on from the desk. DC just literally lost all respect amongst his peers. You'll never trust him as a commentator again. Tom Aspinall reacted to the clip during this morning's UFC 321 press conference.
Question for Tom. Tom, DC was caught on the mic saying that no heavyweight can beat you. What's it like getting praise from Daniel Cormier, and do you agree that you can go on a generational run at heavyweight?
Listen, heavyweight MMA is the most dangerous, unpredictable division in the whole sport. So, look, I think my level's better than anybody else's, but does that mean I can lose? I don't know. I feel like I'm the best, but I've still got a lot to prove yet, so I'm looking to do that.